Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and I'm here to bring you the BookNet Fest Tag. I started this tag last year before going to the second annual BookNet Fest because I wanted to have an icebreaker so people could talk about themselves and get to know each other before we're all just put in a big room together and then we're all awkward because the majority of us tend to be introverts. Myself included. Since we're just over a month away from the next BookNet Fest that I'm very excited about, obviously I'm never not excited about BookNet Fest, I figured now's a good time to bring this back so we can see some more lovely faces that will be there. Before I forget to mention, if you do this tag, please let me know, tweet me the link or put it down below because I'm putting them all on a big playlist, which will be linked in the description of this video. Without further ado, let's get into the tag. The first thing is to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Kathy. I live on the west coast of Canada, which means I need to take 3 planes to get to Orlando, Florida. I'm the co-founder of the Queer Lit Readathon, which is a readathon that happens twice a year. The next round is in December, so be sure to join us if that is your bag. If that is your bag, who am I? Who says that? Where did I get that from? I also work at a library and I've read more than 150 books so far this year. The next question is, where are you traveling from and how are you getting to Orlando? I am traveling from Victoria, BC, which is on Vancouver Island, which means I am traveling by plane, as I already mentioned. It is going to be a very long day, especially because when I first booked my flights it was only 2 flights and then Air Canada changed it and there's no longer a direct flight from Victoria to Montreal, so now I have to go Victoria to Vancouver to Montreal to Orlando, so hopefully I get a bunch of reading on the plane done. The next question is, what platforms do you use to express your love of books? And obviously I make booktube videos. I also have a Twitter account and I also have an Instagram account. It's not 100% all books all the time, but that's basically my life, so it's pretty much all books all the time. I also run a Facebook group called BookTube Weekly, which is where we put together a playlist of videos to watch on a weekly basis. So instead of like the groups where you just drop a link and you run away and nobody ever clicks your link, if you put a video in for the playlist, it's expected that you watch the playlist and then you just get to meet people that way. And all of my links are always listed down below. Are you reading, have you read, or are you planning to read any of the BookNet Fest Book Club books? This was something new last year and some people didn't even realize that it was happening until they saw this tag, so I'm just here to spread the word, really. There are 2 book club reads. One is A Danger to Herself and Others, and I believe the other one is called Midsummer Mayhem. I got the ebook for the first one for about $2.99 on Kindle, so I hope to read that one before I get to BookNet Fest. And then I'm on the top of the holds list for the second one at my library, but it hasn't actually come in yet. It's still on order, so I might not be able to get to it in time, but if it comes in, I'm going to read it. The next question is, what are you most looking forward to at BookNet Fest? And it's seeing my friends. I have missed my friends since I last saw them in September in Orlando. I am absolutely not kidding when I say that I've been waiting for BookNet Fest to come around since the last BookNet Fest ended. I always have 100% excitement for this event. I absolutely adore it. I love seeing my friends. I love going to panels. I love being on panels, which is a good enough time to tell you that I will be moderating a couple more panels this time around. They even made me this beautiful graphic, which I'm in love with. We're also doing BookNet Fest Prom this year, which is super exciting, although I finally tried on my graduation dress from 15 years ago, and there's no way that sucker is gonna fit because I grew boobs since high school, so I have to go shopping and I'm slightly terrified. The next question is, have you ever been to any other bookish events that you would recommend? The bookish events that I've been to are library-based events, so it's not even something that you could come into. It's like we have a staff day that I've gone to. I've gone to book smacks, which are really fun. They're like speed recommending books. Those are fun to go to. I would love the chance to go to those bigger conventions like BookCon and BEA and that type of thing, but to tell you the truth, BookNet Fest is more my speed. It's smaller, it's more contained, there's more chance of just talking to people instead of just like being surrounded by them and it being really overwhelming. And as I mentioned before, I would end up having to fly back to the west coast of Canada, and I only travel with carry-on luggage because I hate it when airlines lose my luggage. So if I went to those bigger events, I would basically have to just leave my clothes there and put all of the books in my carry-on case to bring them home. I also live in this tiny, tiny apartment, and I think my roommate thinks I already have too many books. Not that you can, but for this space, I'm pushing the limit. The next question is slightly evil, and that's, what book do you plan to read that weekend? People last year thought this was the weirdest question because they were like, I'm not gonna have any time to read. And I'm like, I had time to read, but I'm weird. My answer to this one is I honestly don't know. I'm probably going to read about 30 books between now and then, so I don't know what I'll be on at that point. I have ebooks downloaded to the Kindle app on my phone, so I will definitely have those. I have some books to unbox when I get to Orlando because I've been sending a couple of things to myself at my friend Desiree's house so I can bring them back with me because shipping to Canada is sometimes not the best thing in the world. But those are both books I've already read, although I might start rereading. Let's not lie. I would reread both of those books. Yeah. And the last question is, are there any bookish internet friends that you're excited to see or possibly meet physically for the first time ever? Tag them down below, and oh my goodness, yes, there's so many. There's my BNF crew from last year, and as soon as I start naming names, I'm gonna forget at least one and I'm gonna feel terrible about it, but there's Desiree, there's Sarah and Rebecca from the T-Hags, there's Zoe from You're a Book Nerd Zoe, there's Priscilla, there's Yvette, there's Sarah, there's so many humans. There's Samantha Leanne, there's Brandy, there's just so many humans that I'm very excited to see them again. Humans that I haven't previously met physically in person that I'm very excited to see in person include Adriana from Perpetual Pages, Brody from A2 Brody, Kate from Chapter Kate is coming. I'm so excited. And as for tagging people, obviously everybody is tagged. If you're going, you are tagged. Just do the tag. I want to see all of your answers to these questions. I'm so very excited. There's just not another word for it. I keep saying that one word because that is the word. Actually, here's a very good example about how excited I am about this event. I'm already excited for BookNet Fest 2020 because I have another friend that I know is going in 2020 and I'm just so excited to hug him. So there we go, that's the tag. If you're going, you're tagged. Please let me know when you do the tag down below so I can add you to the playlist and I can watch your video and just be excited all up in your comments section. On the way down to the comments, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Some of you in person in like a month. Bye!